We live surrounded by noise, messages, deadlines, opinions, constant pressure. It feels like the world is always demanding a reaction, and in that noise, it's easy to lose ourselves, to feel pulled in every direction. But what if we could stand still, right in the middle of it, calm, centered, and untouchable? That's what the Stoics mastered centuries ago. They didn't escape the chaos, they walked straight into it, unshaken. Epictetus, once a slave, taught that freedom isn't about changing the world, it's about mastering our response to it. Marcus Aurelius, emperor of Rome, ruled an empire while reminding himself every morning, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Both men faced storms far greater than ours, and still, they found peace. We, too, can. This isn't about being emotionless, it's about understanding that calm isn't the absence of chaos, it's control within it. When your mind stops chasing everything you can't control, it becomes quiet, clear, strong. Imagine this, your phone lights up with bad news. Instead of panic, you pause. You breathe. You choose your response. That's Stoicism in action. And that's exactly what we're building here, not empty theory, but a mindset that changes how we move through the world. If you value growth, resilience, and inner strength, do me one simple favor, hit like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Because together, we're learning how to stay calm, not by running from the storm, but by becoming the eye of it. Every day, we wake up, check our phones, answer messages, scroll endlessly, and somehow, the day ends before we've even started living it. We tell ourselves we're busy, but deep down, we know what's missing: direction. Without purpose, we drift. We react to life instead of shaping it. It's like being at sea without a compass, moving, yes, but never arriving anywhere. The Stoics understood this centuries ago. Epictetus said, difficulties show a person's character. But what he meant wasn't just about strength, it was about clarity. When the storm hits, when everything seems uncertain, the people who stand firm are those who know why they are standing at all. Purpose is that why. Your purpose is your anchor when the storm hits. It keeps you grounded when life tries to pull you in every direction. Without it, every challenge feels personal, every failure feels final. But with it, even chaos becomes meaningful because you know what you're fighting for. We often think purpose has to be something grand, building an empire, changing the world, leading millions. But Stoicism reminds us, purpose isn't about scale, it's about direction. Marcus Aurelius, emperor of Rome, didn't see his purpose in power, but in service. In his Meditations, he wrote, waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. That line hits differently when we realize how we spend our days, watching, comparing, hesitating. But purpose isn't found in thinking. It's found in doing. So how do we find it? Not by waiting for some grand revelation, but by asking the right questions, and answering them honestly. Step 1, reflection. What matters to us when the noise stops? Not what should matter, not what others expect, but what actually gives us energy. We can start by writing this down. What do I want my days to stand for? Epictetus said that we should know what we are and what we are meant to be. That means stripping away everything borrowed, the expectations, the titles, the trends, until what's left is ours. Step 2, clarity. Once we've reflected, clarity begins with choice. Out of everything we've written, what's the one thread that ties it together? It might be helping others, building something, learning, creating, but it must feel ours. That's the point where most people stop. But the Stoics would say, clarity without action is still confusion. Step 3, daily action. Purpose isn't a sentence on paper, it's a rhythm in our day. If we say our purpose is to grow, then every choice, every moment, is an opportunity to align with that, even the smallest ones. Reading instead of scrolling. Listening instead of reacting. Showing up when it's uncomfortable. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily, at dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, I have to go to work, as a human being. That's purpose at its simplest, showing up for what we're meant to do. We all face moments where purpose blurs, when life feels heavy, when failure stings, when doubt whispers louder than reason. But those moments are not proof that our purpose is lost. They are tests, just like Epictetus said, difficulties show a person's character. Think about it, when a storm hits the ocean, only the anchored ship stays steady. Purpose is that anchor. Without it, every wave, rejection, stress, uncertainty, throws us off course. With it, we move through the storm knowing why we're still here. A clear purpose changes how we experience life. Suddenly, distractions lose their pull. You stop reacting to every opinion, every failure, because you're measuring your day by something deeper. You start asking not, did I succeed today, but, did I stay aligned today? Epictetus would call this living according to nature, not in the sense of trees and rivers, but in the sense of living authentically, in alignment with our own reason and role. And when we live like that, even setbacks become useful. Because here's the paradox, purpose doesn't make life easier, it makes it worth the difficulty. When you know what you're about, you stop fearing failure. You start seeing it as feedback. You stop chasing approval because you already have a standard, your purpose. Purpose gives us direction, it tells us what truly matters and where to go. But direction alone isn't enough. Even when we know our purpose, life keeps testing us, with distractions, fear, doubt, and frustration. And here's the hard truth, we don't rise to the level of our goals. We fall to the level of our mindset. That's why mastering the mind matters. Because purpose is the compass, but the mind is the hand that holds it steady through the storm. Same problem, different reaction. That's the difference between chaos and calm, not what happens, but how we respond. Our emotions aren't wild beasts, they are reflections of our thoughts. What we think, we feel. And what we feel, we act on. So, if we want to master life, we start where it all begins, in the mind. Epictetus said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Marcus Aurelius added, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. Both knew the same truth, the outer world mirrors the inner one. But mental discipline doesn't mean suppressing emotions. It means guiding them. Emotions are waves, we can't stop them, but we can learn to surf. Most people react automatically, anger, fear, frustration. The Stoic pauses, observes, then responds with intention. That pause is power. When someone insults you or cuts you off, the instinct is to fight back. But if you pause, even 2 seconds, everything changes. The emotion doesn't disappear, it just loses control over you. That silence you feel? That's mastery. Epictetus trained his students to catch the first movement of the mind. The thought before it becomes emotion. He said, it's not the thing itself that disturbs you, but your judgment about it. That's awareness, not denial. Your boss criticizes your work. Instinct says, they don't respect me. Emotion rises. But when you pause and observe, clarity returns. It's just feedback, a chance to improve. Nothing changed outside, only inside. And that changes everything. To train this skill, Stoics use 2 tools, mindfulness and journaling. Mindfulness is attention, catching thoughts before they control us. Marcus Aurelius practiced it every morning, grounding himself before leading an empire. We can too. Just a few minutes a day, breathe, observe, reset. That gap between stimulus and response, that's where peace lives. Journaling brings clarity. Marcus's meditations wasn't for others, it was his mirror. When we write our thoughts, they lose power. Try this each night. What went well? What disturbed me? How could I respond better next time? That's not overthinking, that's sharpening. Because the mind mirrors what it practices. Practice anger, become anger. Practice calm, become unshakable. Mastering the mind isn't about control through force, it's mastery through understanding. Don't resist emotion, observe it. Let it pass through awareness. When we think deliberately, emotions follow naturally, calmly, powerfully. Test it. Next time frustration hits, don't fight it. Watch it. Ask, is this reaction useful? Most times, it's not. And when we see that clearly, the emotion fades, not by suppression, but by understanding. Marcus Aurelius said the mind is a fortress, no one enters unless we open the gate. That's real power, not silence, but sovereignty. We can't control the world. But we can control how we interpret it. Fear will visit, anger will rise, but they won't rule. Because when the mind is steady, everything aligns. So from today, before reacting, pause. Before speaking, observe. Before judging, breathe. Small acts, repeated daily, that's how we master the mind. If this brought you peace, like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs calm. Because when we master the mind, we don't just change how we think. We change how we live. When we master our mind, we stop reacting to every storm inside us. But the real test comes when the storm comes from others, through their words, their opinions, their criticism. That's where self-mastery becomes visible. Criticism, it hits like a punch, especially when it feels unfair. But what if, instead of flinching, we stayed still? If this message helps you grow stronger, like the video, share your experience in the comments, and subscribe. We're building this mindset together. We've all been there. You expect recognition, but instead, you get a list of your mistakes. Your chest tightens. Excuses rush to your tongue. But the truth is simple, we can't control others' words, only our response. That's emotional maturity. Emotional distance doesn't mean coldness, it means perspective. It's saying, this stings, but it doesn't define me. Without that distance, we react, defending, attacking, or shutting down. With it, we see clearly. We can ask, is this feedback useful, or just noise? Think of waves crashing against a shore. The waves are words, the shore is your mind. The calmer and stronger the shore, the less the waves matter. Developing thick skin isn't about arrogance, it's about selection. Take what's useful. Discard the rest. Epictetus said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Criticism is one of those moments. Our reaction turns it into fuel or poison. Picture this. You work all night on a report. The next morning, your boss says, this isn't what we needed. It's messy. You feel the sting, the anger, the urge to defend. But then you pause. You breathe. You ask, is there truth in this? Maybe the tone was harsh, but was the point valid? That's how feedback becomes a tool, not a wound. You've reclaimed control. This is self-awareness, the root of emotional intelligence. Psychologist Daniel Goleman called it the ability to recognize a feeling as it happens. That's power. Because when you can recognize emotion, you can redirect it. Grace under criticism isn't about being unbothered, it's about being intentional. You stop needing to prove, you start aiming to improve. People notice that calm. Even critics respect it. Each harsh word becomes either a wound or a workout. The choice is ours. Think of a baker. Each day, they knead dough, adjust heat, refine recipes. Some customers love it, others complain. If the baker chased every opinion, they'd never make progress. Instead, they focus on their craft, patient, steady, consistent. That's what grace looks like. Focusing on growth, not noise. Now, take a moment. Think of the last time someone's words got under your skin. What if, next time, you paused, breathed, and answered with calm clarity? That version of you, centered and grounded, is what we're building here. Criticism isn't the enemy. It's a mirror, sometimes cracked, sometimes clear, but always showing something worth noticing. So, when words come your way, pause. Observe. Take what's useful. Leave the rest. That's how we turn noise into growth. And if this message brought you peace, like the video, comment your thoughts, and subscribe, not just to the channel, but to the mindset of mastering emotion with grace. Because every calm reaction is one step closer to freedom. Control your reaction. Master your peace. transform offense into power. We all get offended. A sarcastic remark, a disrespectful comment, a betrayal that cuts deep. The first reaction is always the same: anger, hurt, maybe even revenge. But what if every insult could actually make us stronger? Every offense is feedback. It shows us where our ego is still fragile, where our peace still depends on others. Power begins not by avoiding offense, but by transforming it. There's a concept in psychology called cognitive reframing, the art of changing the meaning we assign to an event. The situation stays the same, but the story we tell ourselves changes everything. When someone says, "You'll never succeed," we can reframe it as, they are revealing their own limits, not mine. That's control, not over them, but over ourselves. Offense is a mirror. It reflects our insecurities, our wounds, our unhealed parts. Instead of reacting, we can ask, why does this hurt me? The answer always points toward growth. Think of fire and iron. Fire doesn't destroy iron, it refines it. Offense does the same for character. Each time we face mockery, rejection, or disrespect, we have a choice: to crumble or to forge resilience. Epictetus once said, "Men are disturbed not by things, but by the view which they take of them." Centuries later, Viktor Frankl echoed that truth. Everything can be taken from a man but one thing: the freedom to choose his attitude. Our strength lies not in avoiding pain, but in mastering perception. And when we add empathy, offense loses its grip. Most people who insult or belittle others are expressing their own pain. The coworker who mocks your ambition? Maybe they gave up on theirs. The stranger who disrespects you online? Maybe that's the only way they feel seen. Empathy doesn't excuse, it liberates. It keeps us from letting other people's wounds dictate our peace. When we learn to handle criticism with grace, something shifts inside us. We stop reacting and start observing. But there's a deeper level of mastery, not just staying calm when criticized, but turning offense itself into fuel. That's the next step. When we learn to turn offense into strength, we discover control. But true freedom goes deeper. It's not just about mastering how others affect us, it's about mastering how we see ourselves. Because even when the world is silent, fear and shame still whisper inside. And if we don't face them, they quietly rule us. Fear and shame. Two emotions that control more lives than failure ever could. They stop us from acting, from speaking, from becoming who we are meant to be. But they are not facts, they are stories. And stories can be rewritten. Stoicism teaches that emotions don't come from events, but from how we interpret them. Epictetus said, "It's not things that disturb us, but our judgments about them." We don't fear the act of speaking in public, we fear the image of humiliation we create in our minds. Fear lives in imagination, not in reality. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it." That's the key. Emotions lose control when we stop treating our thoughts as truth. To dismantle fear, use logic. Ask, what am I really afraid of? Most fear begins as a vague shadow. What if I fail? What if they judge me? But once we name it, it shrinks. What's the worst that could happen? Maybe we stumble, forget a line, or face disapproval. We'll survive. We always do. Once fear is exposed, it loses its mystery, and with it, its power. Rejection works the same way. We fear the no, but it's not rejection that hurts, it's the story we attach to it. When someone says no, the event is neutral. It's our ego that adds meaning. I'm not good enough. But their answer isn't about our worth, it's about their perspective. Every rejection is feedback, not failure, a moment of alignment, not defeat. Then comes shame, fear's quiet twin. Where fear stops us from acting, shame stops us from forgiving ourselves. It whispers, "You don't deserve another chance." But the Stoics remind us, the past can't hurt us, only our attachment to it can. Failure is an event. Shame turns it into identity. A project fails, a plan collapses, that's data, not destiny. Marcus Aurelius said, "When you stumble, get up. Never let the failure define the man." We are not our mistakes, we are what we choose to learn from them. Forgiveness is liberation. It's the act of releasing mental energy trapped in guilt and redirecting it toward growth. Epictetus reminded us, no great thing is created suddenly. That includes peace. When we forgive ourselves, we accept reality, and free space for clarity to return. So how do we practice this daily? Name the fear or shame, write it down. Question the story, is it fact or imagination? Break it logically, what's the real consequence? Reframe it, how could this serve you? Then act. Even one small step breaks the illusion of paralysis. Each time we face fear, it shrinks. Each time we move despite shame, we reclaim power. The mind learns, fear is survivable, and once survivable, it becomes controllable. Now pause and reflect. What fear controls you today? Fear of failing? Rejection? Not being enough? Name it. Because the moment you name the story, you can rewrite it. Here's the ultimate shift, connect fear to purpose. Fear and shame fade when purpose expands. When we know why we act, the what if loses weight. The Stoics didn't seek fearlessness, they sought clarity. With purpose, pain becomes part of the process. Yes, I failed, but I learned. Yes, I was scared, but I acted anyway. That's real courage, not absence of fear, but movement despite it. Fear will whisper, what if you fail? Answer, then I'll learn. Shame will say, you don't deserve peace. Answer, I've earned it by standing back up. Fear is imagination. Shame is attachment. Freedom is choice. Rewrite the story. Reclaim your power. We often wish life would go smoothly, no problems, no setbacks, no surprises. But the Stoics would say, that's exactly why we suffer. It's not the challenges that break us, but the shock of being unprepared. The Stoics lived by a powerful principle, premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils. It means expecting difficulties before they happen. Not to become paranoid, but to become prepared. Epictetus wrote, when you are going about any action, remind yourself what nature the action is. He wasn't telling us to expect misery, he was teaching mental readiness. If we anticipate small inconveniences, they stop being surprises. And when life throws something heavier, we're already standing firm. There's a difference between expecting problems and fearing them. Fear paralyzes, preparation empowers. Think of a soldier before battle, he sharpens his sword, studies the terrain, steadies his breath. He's not anxious, he's ready. That's what the Stoic mindset looks like in daily life. Before a meeting, think, what if the client disagrees? Before a trip, what if there's a delay? Before a new goal, what if things take longer than expected? By calmly visualizing obstacles, we remove their emotional sting before they happen. The human mind hates uncertainty. When we don't expect challenges, we mistake them for personal failures. We panic, thinking, why is this happening to me? But Stoicism flips the script, why wouldn't it happen to me? Life never promised ease. Every meaningful pursuit, career, relationships, mastery, comes with setbacks. Marcus Aurelius wrote, if you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. Anticipation changes that estimate. When we already know storms will come, we stop reacting like victims. We act like sailors who expect rough seas, not surprised, not panicked, simply adjusting the sails. Anticipating obstacles doesn't mean predicting every outcome. It means training adaptability. The Stoic mind doesn't rely on perfection, it relies on flexibility. Because when we prepare for uncertainty, we learn to pivot without panic. Imagine a chess player. Every move is a hypothesis. Every response from the opponent changes the plan. The best players don't cling to strategy, they adapt to reality. That's the Stoic approach to life, flexible, calm, unshaken. Epictetus said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. When we expect that life will test us, we train that reaction before it's needed. Now, flexibility is powerful, but without balance, it can turn into anxiety. Some people here anticipate the worst and think it means expecting doom all the time. That's not Stoicism, that's fear disguised as wisdom. The Stoics didn't imagine catastrophe, they imagined resilience. The goal wasn't to feel despair, but to build detachment. We're not predicting disaster, we're rehearsing strength. When we picture losing something, money, success, even relationships, it's not to become numb. It's to appreciate what we have without clinging to it. That way, when life changes, we don't collapse. We adapt. Take relationships, for example. We often expect people to act perfectly, to never disappoint us. But the Stoic mindset reminds us, humans are fallible. They forget, misunderstand, and act out of their own pain. If we remember that truth beforehand, we won't feel betrayed by imperfection. We'll respond with patience and understanding. That's not coldness, that's emotional maturity. Here's a simple practice to strengthen that mindset. Each morning, pause for a minute and ask yourself, what could go wrong today? Maybe the meeting gets delayed. Maybe traffic's worse than usual. Maybe someone criticizes your work. Then picture yourself staying calm through each scenario, breathing, adjusting, moving forward. By doing this daily, you train emotional resilience. You stop depending on luck and start relying on mindset. Picture again that soldier before battle. He doesn't hate the enemy, he respects the challenge. He's not hoping for calm weather, he's trained for storms. That's how we should face life. Because when things go wrong, it's too late to start preparing. Calm comes from practice before impact. We don't panic because we already knew the punch was coming. So as we move forward, let's stop asking for an easy life. Instead, let's build the mental muscle that can handle a hard one. Premeditatio malorum isn't about expecting misery, it's about expecting reality and meeting it with strength. When we train our mind to see problems before they arrive, every obstacle becomes less of a shock and more of a sparring partner. We stop being fragile. We become fluid. Because peace isn't found in perfect circumstances, it's found in readiness. And as the Stoics knew, the calmest warrior is always the one who prepared before the storm. Expect challenges. Prepare calmly. Face life unshaken. Inner strength isn't about being unbreakable, it's about bending without snapping, adapting without losing your core. True resilience is quiet. It doesn't shout, it endures. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action." What stands in the way becomes the way. Strength isn't born from comfort, it's forged in struggle. 1. Control the controllable. We waste energy trying to control outcomes, people, or opinions. But peace begins when we separate what depends on us from what doesn't. Epictetus said there are things we control, our judgments, choices, and actions, and everything else is beyond our reach. You can't control if someone likes you or if your plan succeeds. But you can control how you prepare, how you respond, and how you adapt. Each time you focus on your response instead of the result, you grow stronger. Ask yourself, is this within my control? If not, let it go. That discipline is the foundation of strength. 2. Discipline, the daily armor. Resilience is built through repetition. We don't wake up strong, we become strong by doing what's right, even when it's inconvenient. Seneca said, "No man is more unhappy than he who never faces adversity, for he is not permitted to prove himself." Comfort weakens us, discipline sharpens us. Each small act of self-control adds a brick to the fortress of your inner world. When life hits, you'll realize you've already built the walls. 3. Awareness, the mirror of strength. True strength comes from clarity. We can't master what we refuse to see. Most people react without reflection, they let emotions drive decisions. Awareness gives us the space to choose our response. End your day by reflecting, what tested my patience? Why did it bother me? What can I do better next time? This turns pain into progress. When we observe our emotions, we can direct them. That's power. 4. Forgiveness, the hidden strength. Forgiveness isn't weakness, it's freedom. It takes strength to release resentment, stop replaying what happened, and move forward. Epictetus said, "Someone insults you? That's their opinion. You decide whether it wounds you. Forgive others to free your mind. Forgive yourself to free your soul." 5. Resilience through gratitude and community. Gratitude fuels strength. It shifts our focus from scarcity to abundance. When life feels unbearable, list 3 things you still have: your breath, your mind, someone who believes in you. Marcus Aurelius did this daily, even in times of war and plague. Gratitude doesn't deny pain, it transforms it. And while Stoicism values independence, it never glorifies isolation. Surround yourself with people who reflect your values. Real strength doesn't need a crowd, it needs alignment. 6. Faith in the process. Strength is sustained by faith, not blind belief, but trust in the unfolding of life. We prepare, we act, we endure, yet we accept that the outcome isn't always ours to decide. When things fall apart despite our best efforts, that's when Stoic strength begins. The obstacle becomes the way. Failure becomes wisdom. Delay becomes protection in disguise. Faith means knowing your effort matters, even when results are unseen. Faith gives us patience, the kind that keeps us calm when life doesn't go as planned. And that calm is where real strength begins. When we stop fighting what we can't control and start trusting the process, we create space for clarity and power. 7. Calm breeds strength. When others panic, stay centered. When others rage, stay measured. That's not indifference, that's mastery. The Stoic doesn't seek a life without difficulty, he seeks a mind that stays unshaken within it. Remember this chain: faith builds calm. Calm builds strength. Strength keeps us free. Take a moment. Breathe. Think of one area where you've been resisting rather than accepting. What would strength look like there? Maybe it's silence instead of argument. Forgiveness instead of blame. Trying again after failure. That's how strength is built, one mindful choice at a time. Inner strength isn't something we find, it's something we cultivate. Through discipline, awareness, forgiveness, gratitude, and faith, we shape ourselves into people no storm can break. When we master ourselves, nothing outside can master us. Impulses hit fast, a sharp word, a delay, a text, and often we react and regret it. Stoics remind us, strength isn't in acting first, but in choosing how we act. Control over impulses is control over life. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Freedom begins when we refuse to be ruled by every urge or flash of anger. 1. The power of the pause. The first step is the pause, that brief space between stimulus and reaction. Even one deep breath shifts everything. Ask, will this reaction improve my situation or align with my values? This is where reason replaces reflex. 2. Delayed gratification. Restraint applies to desire as well as anger. Acting on every urge may feel satisfying, but mastery lies in waiting. Saving instead of spending, finishing tasks before indulgence, each act of delayed gratification strengthens self-command and intentional living. 3. Align actions with values. Every impulse is a test. Does this serve my principles? A colleague insults you, impulse says snap back. Mastery says pause, respond calmly, or stay silent. Each conscious choice reinforces your inner compass. 4. Practical exercises. Train restraint like a muscle. Micropauses, wait 10 seconds before replying. Daily reflection, journal impulsive moments and triggers. Delayed choices, postpone non-critical decisions for 1 hour. These habits turn automatic reactions into conscious choices. 5. Emotional mastery. Controlling impulses brings clarity, calm, and confidence. Each pause preserves peace, reinforces self-control, and strengthens character. Before reacting, ask, does this reflect who I want to be? 6. Reflection, living intentionally. Think of the last impulse you acted on and regretted. Could a pause have changed it? Mastery isn't perfection, it's practice. Each restrained moment builds freedom, character, and peace. Decisions become intentional, actions reflect values, that's true power. Life throws challenges we cannot control, losing a job, a relationship ending, a failed project. Instinctively, we resist. Stoicism teaches that resistance prolongs suffering. Acceptance is not surrender, it's clarity. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Love only what happens, which is destined." Peace comes from aligning with reality, not railing against it. 1. Understanding acceptance. Acceptance starts with perspective. We cannot control external events, only our response. A lost job or heartbreak is painful, but how we act shapes growth. Acknowledging reality allows focus on what is within our control, updating skills, networking, seeking new opportunities. Acceptance transforms shock into action. 2. Mindfulness as acceptance training. Observe thoughts and feelings without judgment. Notice disappointment, then ask, what's next? Daily practice, 5 minutes each morning, reminds us some things are beyond control. This strengthens our ability to accept the unpredictable. 3. Gratitude anchors perspective. Acceptance pairs with gratitude. Focus not only on loss, but on what remains: health, friends, skills, lessons learned. A failed business or setback becomes a source of insight when we recognize growth gained. 4. Practical exercises. List 3 frustrating things daily, mark which you cannot change and let them go. Reflect on past hardships, notice how resistance worsened them. Pause when frustration rises, name the feeling, acknowledge reality, choose the next action. 5. Life examples. Heartbreak, accept others' choices and focus on healing. Job loss, accept the situation, identify gaps, pivot toward opportunity. Failure, presentations or exams, accept, learn, adjust, try again. Acceptance creates space for clarity, creativity, and resilience. 6. Stoic mindset in action. Acceptance is a conscious choice. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily that hardship is part of life. We can do the same. This is happening. I cannot change it, but I can choose my response. Freedom springs from that choice. Acceptance brings calm and clarity. And with that calm comes the ability to act with discernment, to choose our battles, respond with courage, and uphold our principles even in difficulty. This sets the stage for the next principle, acting with courage and integrity in the face of life's challenges. What in your life do you resist? Identify what is outside your control and shift focus to what you can influence. Acceptance doesn't remove challenges, but it removes unnecessary suffering, turning chaos into clarity, loss into insight, and grief into gratitude. Living according to nature is not about forests or wildlife alone, it's about living authentically, in alignment with our rational and social nature. Stoicism teaches that each of us has a purpose rooted in reason and community. Acting in harmony with this brings serenity, even amidst life's chaos. Epictetus warned that trouble comes when we stray from reason, virtue, and duty. 1. The 4 cardinal virtues. Wisdom, decide with reason, not impulse. Courage, face challenges without fear. Justice, treat others fairly and contribute positively. Temperance, practice self-control and balance. These virtues guide not only the Stoics of ancient Rome but also our actions today, at work, at home, and in society. 2. Living authentically. Align actions with values. Acting unjustly or indulging impulses creates conflict. Acting virtuously, honestly, balanced, and fairly produces internal calm and external harmony. 3. Simplicity and harmony. Focus on what matters: relationships, meaningful work, personal growth. Limit distractions, declutter schedules, and moderate consumption. Each choice aligned with reason strengthens inner stability. 4. Social nature. Humans are social beings. Help others, listen, cooperate. Even in conflict, uphold integrity. Control intentions, not others' reactions, and remain aligned with your rational and social self. 5. Modern application. Daily reflection. Are your actions wise, courageous, just, temperate? Wisdom. Prioritize thoughtfully. Courage. Address difficult situations. Justice. Support fairness. Temperance. Moderate habits. Consistent application of these principles aligns your life with nature. 6. The path to serenity. Through purpose, mental mastery, resilience, and acceptance, serenity arises from living rightly. Virtue, simplicity, and connection reduce internal conflict, keeping the mind grounded and resilient despite external storms. Ask yourself, are my actions aligned with reason and virtue? Can I simplify, act fairly, courageously, or thoughtfully? Small steps, acknowledging effort, pausing before reacting, moderating desires, strengthen inner calm and connection to the world. 10 principles. 1. Philosophy. Infinite peace. We've seen how Stoicism isn't some ancient relic, it's a living guide for us today. It teaches that control begins within, that calm isn't something we find, but something we build. Epictetus reminded us that men are disturbed not by things, but by the view they take of them. And that single line can change how we live. When we stop fighting what we can't control, traffic, opinions, setbacks, and focus instead on our response, we reclaim power. Marcus Aurelius proved that wisdom isn't reserved for monks or philosophers. He ruled an empire, faced betrayal, war, and loss, yet still wrote, "If you are pained by external things, it is not they that disturb you, but your judgment of them." That's the mindset we need in a world that never stops moving. Because the truth is simple, no one can shake us if our roots are deep. The chaos won't disappear, but our reaction to it will transform. Peace becomes less of a distant idea, and more of a natural state we return to every day. So here's our challenge: live these 10 principles, not just watch them. Reflect every morning. Respond instead of reacting. Practice calm until it becomes who we are. If this video brought you even a moment of clarity, hit like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs peace right now. Together, we're not just talking about Stoicism, we're bringing it back to life.